I'm not from the US, so I've not heard of bows that like Mexican food. It's Tex-Mex, which is definitely not Mexican food. It's like similar styles of dishes, but prepared a bit differently. You know what? I think this actually be the only game we're gonna play with this one right now. Playing a Jubilee Blink deck that I'm not familiar with. Sounds not great without the deck tracker. We'll definitely play this one later. I think I'm gonna stay. I've got War Machine, Ebony Maw, Alliance, Blake, everything's lined up here. Where's the Killmonger going? They have to do Shang plus something more here. If we don't get Killmonger, I think we're good here. This is Max Shang, yeah? On the Killmonger shell game.
Victory.
Alright, you know what? I want to play games with this. It seems good. I'm going to screenshot the deck list and put it up on my third monitor like some kind of caveman. Some kind of caveman who only has 3 monitors instead of a deck tracker. If you are starting your drops now, you will be able to get 100% of your drops done here on this channel today. We'll be live for a lot more than 6 hours. That question reminded me I forgot to put long stream in the stream title, so let's do that. Alright, even if this lives here, we can blink it away. So this seems fine. I think it's this. I got him.
Hello, so happy.
Victory.
That's a really neat take on Black Swan. Uh-huh.
Opponent snapped.
I think I want to play two things next turn. Yeah, the Bob moves with their snap is true. Where's Dan? Does this win the center? They're at 13. And they'd be at 16. And I'd be at 7, 13, 18, 20. This beats them playing nothing else here, right? They'd be 13, 16, and I'd be at 12, 14, 17. I think we're supposed to leave. Probably dead here. Depends on how much they play for here. Doesn't play for left at all, Rip. order for there to be a video about the patch, there would have to be something in the patch that was worth talking about. My most used emote is the whale emote, yep. Harpooned. It's a lovely one. My deck has Blink and Misery in it right now. So we're 50% to clear this Electro with this Jubilee. I didn't play either Demon Out because I have 8 energy, but I forgot I could draw Ebony Maw. Should have played the Demon because we could draw Ebony Maw.
Victory.
Didn't matter. That variant to Nick definitely has some shadows in it. Nah, I think we're almost always playing the sets their deck. With the New York being in play, they can play their Surfer anywhere. Wish I knew which of these two they had. Power. Going on, Greg. Thank you for the 17 months. Chargin' Malaser. I'm gonna do this so I can blink the hood next turn, I think. Yes, War Machine gets around Electro's drawback. It's part of why this deck works. Wait, so my deck right now is Ebony Maw Infinaut, and this always gets something bigger, so this hood is turning into Infinaut.
You won't need this anymore. You won't need this anymore.
Victory.
I made some big numbers that game, huh? Knowing deterministically we had Infinaut coming was nice. Hey, Icy Shark! Thanks for the 12 months. Appreciate it. Welcome back. Choose sword to go with that shield. We're probably dead. I guess if I hit War Machine, maybe we could have been okay here. Any chance you stream Rivals? Yeah. We did some Rivals, I think it was Friday. And we'll do some more at some point later this week. It popped up on the Twitch bounty board. I've been enjoying playing supports in that game. Played a bunch of Cloak and Dagger. It's a little unfortunate that they don't have cross progression yet, though. I have to play on a different account on my streaming computer that I've been playing ranked on upstairs on my PlayStation. Hopefully they get that sooner rather than later. The Twitch bounty board is basically sponsored content coordinated through Twitch with publishers. So any Twitch partners that have access to the program can like snag a game that's up there and they get paid based on how many people watch the stream while they're streaming it. So if you're someone who enjoys my stuff, a good way to support is to hang out when we do Rivals later. Whenever that is, I haven't decided exactly when yet. How is Rivals on the controller? I've only played it on the controller and it feels pretty alright. I have to imagine the Twitch shooty characters are maybe not great, but mostly play supports. Too much of a pain to use the capture card with the PlayStation. It would just require me dragging my PlayStation from my living room down to my basement. I don't really feel like doing that. Have to make room for it on my desk. It's a whole ordeal. You watch for 4 hours, I get the Twitch drop. It's 6 hours total to max the Twitch drops. But also keep in mind you don't have to do it all in one go. So you can watch a little bit today, a little bit another day, but if you want to do all 6 today, you'll be able to do all 6 starting here now. Second PS5 for the basement. I really don't want to buy a 4th PlayStation 5. I think 3 is enough of them. You ever have too many PS5s? I made the mistake of letting my my 9-year-old play Fortnite on my PS5 after he'd only played it on the Switch for the longest time. And he was like, "Oh, this is way less laggy." And I was like, "Yep." And needless to say, that's why I have 3 PS5 now instead of just 2. That decision has worked out though, because he's been super into Rivals too. We've been playing it a bit together. Maybe I want to play this. Maybe I want to play this. The PS5 Pro is coming soon. I actually just bought the 3rd one recently because they were on sale. The PS5 Slims were like $375 at Best Buy over the Thanksgiving holiday. Oh, actually, you know what I'm probably supposed to have done here? I think I was supposed to have played the demon here, so I could have Jubileed the center. They could also have my Infinaut. There's 8 cards in their deck. I win the breaker here most of the time, yeah? Famous last words. I cannot believe they didn't, I cannot believe they didn't Jubilee center. Well, we don't care about Alliance effect. We win the breaker, we win the breaker. Sweet.
Victory.
I just like playing games that have a PS5 option on the PS5 because, like, I know they're just gonna work, like, 100% of the time when I fire them up. The number of times I, like, install a new game on my computer and I have to, like, update graphics drivers or tweak settings or figure out why it's not going to snap to my default monitor is just, like, really annoying. It's a system that's designed to play games and it does it really well, really consistently. Ooh. That's a piece of candy. Huh. What do we think? What do we think? I think I like it. I think I'm into it. I think I'm into it. What's my deck? Eliath, Infinaut. This is guaranteed to be Eliath or Infinaut. So probably a blink angle here. Oh, I guess it could be Misery too. Misery would also be fine though, yeah? Certainly activating this. I assume they're killmongering this turn. This might hit Misery and Eliath the Killmonger, which would be funny.
Power must be controlled.
Oh my gosh, Misery would have been so funny there.
Hail Hydra!
So if they kill Monger, I'm winning the center, yes? I'm still winning the left, yeah? I'm 6+3.
Victory.
Nice. Look at us climbing our snap points up instead of down, chat. Almost like we're a real competitive gamer. Competitive? Everybody knows ladders are the best measures of skill in mobile games. Hey, M Panda, I am doing swell. Thank you for the absurdly generous tier 3 resub and for the 10 months. Stat points can go up, yours must be bugged, yep. Alright, Wicked deck has bricked on Wicked energy. Might get White Hot Room energy. Yikes! I think that's the game. I don't think we beat that. What's the White Hot Room? I guess there's a world where we do this and then Ebony Maw Infinaut wins the game. Magneto would get us, sure would. Yeah, I think we have to go because of Magneto.
Escaped.
Clearly, we just Infinaut middle, something like that. You could probably play some combination of Lady Deathstrike and Circe in the Misery and or Blink slots. I don't know about missing both of them. You probably want at least one of them. Save us all a button press.
Escape.
Thanks for pointing out the Greninja Alakazam deck has been working wonderfully and plays two of my favorite Pokemon. That is a big upside. They're definitely both fan favorites. Oh, I guess we're a War Machine deck. Can we beat that? Maybe War Machine means we stay there. Any good Nocturne variants happening ever? There is a 700 gold Nocturne variant data mine to be releasing in like March or something stupid. Forever and a half from now. It got moved to being a $50 bundle. Did the release date change on it? That's actually what I care about more than anything. When can I have it? I was shocked that was gonna be a freebie. Still February. Rip. It's forever for now. I don't know why they took so long to add a variant for her. Really don't like the Dan Hip one either. Both of her existing ones are worse than the default, I think. Speaking of things that are strictly worse, chat. Streams that play ads over the gameplay are strictly worse than this one. We'll see you in 120 seconds after we take a brief pause for the cause. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. We'll throw the deck list up on screen for people that are asking since the tracker's very broke. Play another set with this when we get back. No gold. Thank you for the 14 months. Any big plans for 2025? Hopefully continue to exist. Gotta set your goals low so they're achievable. Same, yep. We'll see. 2025 heading into this year feels like the most uncertainty I've had in my job in a long time. Feels like it'll probably be the make or break year for the future of Snap, which will dictate the future of my content. I really hope they get it together and nail the economy rework or whatever it is they've been teasing that they think they're gonna do for a long time. Need it to hit sooner rather than later, ideally. Are there metrics to the amount of players and money spent and Snap actually hurting, or is that perception on community feedback mostly? Snap has had very strong and consistent quarters. Q3 2024 for Marvel Snap had just as strong revenue as the previous quarters. I'm finding my reference point now. Hold, please. Hold, please. Now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. It's this, actually, I think. Yeah, I think I don't want to compete in the Dracula path as the TLDR. Although, a bad Strange Academy here could mean I get locked on the left, which isn't ideal. You know, I'm plus 15 here. This probably wins the game. Like a fart in the wind, it's gone.
Victory.
So just 'cause I always like to be data focused when talking about things. This is revenue of the top card battler apps for Android US Q2 2024. Marvel Snap's #1 with a bullet. And then this is more recently Q3 2024. Marvel Snap increased its revenue in the Android US market from Q2 and is also still #1 with a bullet. Now, obviously, Pokemon Pocket's gonna be #1 for Q4 because it's had an absurd quarter. But the question isn't, will Pokemon Pocket be the #1? It's, does Marvel Snap drop off while that happens? Yeah, Q4, I assume Pocket's gonna dwarf these. For reference, interesting overall numbers. Marvel Snap's first calendar year, they made $170 million across all platforms. Pokemon Pocket hit $200 million in just over a month. So it took Pocket a month to out-earn Marvel Snap's first year. Yes, this is WWE Supercard is the third one here. And I think this is the third one again. That game makes money. What of a day to out-earn LOR? That's not fair. Legends of Runeterra made $25 million in 2.5 years. So it took Pokemon Pocket approximately 5 days to out-earn 2.5 years of Legends of Runeterra. Let's just make sure we get the facts straight. It took them days to beat their 2-year record. Their 2-year metrics. Now from the business back-end side of my job, talking about metrics in the future, like this just means Marvel Snap's gonna be around for a while. I've talked about the kind of content creation issue that Marvel Snap has where it's hard to onboard new players into Marvel Snap to a point where they can consume content. So like Marvel Snap content numbers as a whole are markedly down. So this is year over year. Year over year is still currently in line. But when we look at the 180 day and then the 90 day, it's down a lot across the whole category here. And YouTube metrics have been down similarly on a lot of channels to match. I don't have a good way to show all the YouTube channels at once grouped because YouTube doesn't have an API to cleanly pull it like that, but I've been bored of Pocket. The event stuff is getting dry. So, for people who Marvel Snap was their first digital card game, and you've dipped into Pocket, something you need to understand is that Pocket is a more traditional card game. Something Snap does that's very good is they have a drip feed of constant new stuff with card releases every week. So traditional card games have more ebbs and flow with content. You're going to have a big release of stuff with their sets and mini sets every 6 weeks, and then things are going to trail off at the end. And then you'll have a big injection, and then it'll trail off again. So it's not remotely a one-to-one comparison with how Snap does things. Marvel Snap's a cheap game to maintain. You mean like for the developers to maintain it? I think you'd be surprised how much Disney licensing costs. My absolute favorite part about making Pokemon Pocket content is getting to ban people who aren't very bright. It's really interesting to me how many people talk about the coin flips in Pokemon Pocket while completely not realizing that the other card games they enjoy are also riddled with coin flips. It's especially funny coming from people who play Marvel Snap, where this game constantly has coin flips on turn 6 for where you're going to play cards and where your opponent's going to play cards. And for what it's worth, it's perfectly reasonable and fine to be like, Jeff, I don't enjoy Pocket's gameplay, it's not for me. But the idea that Pocket is markedly different than other card games is absolutely nonsense in the variance department. If anything, I would make the argument that very similar to Marvel Snap, Pokemon Pocket's small number of total cards in their decks actually makes it one of the lower variance card games that exists. The draw variants in games like Snap and Pocket are not high. All right, what's the plan here? I think it's this. What do we think? I think it's this. Does Misery on Blink do anything? It kills Blink. They could Juggernaut us middle. That's true. Can they add points here at all? Do I need to play for the left? Is it ever this? This puts them to 13 and it puts us to 14, 16. They can Polaris Bob. Yeah, I guess. I'm playing 2 others here, though. I don't know. I'm going to stay. I'll see how it plays out. Got him. Got him.
Victory.
Yeah, it's the implicit versus explicit coin flips. People are bad at identifying sources of variance in card games. And the thing Pocket does that's different is it puts the coin in your face as opposed to hiding it between other random mechanics. Besides, what is shuffling a deck at the start of a card game if not 12 individualized coin flips? Misery here next turn is lovely. I don't know, Ray. A lot of the flips on turn 6 and Snap involve rendering your entire action null, right? Like, the flip against any tech card is identical to rendering your action null.
Opponent snapped.
There's a lot of parallels. I have a 0-6 at least, even if we're not super excited about it. I'm sorry, what? Excuse me? Oh, they're just also a War Machine deck, sure. See, I think that's a reasonable. I like building decks that are consistent. I feel like I have to play Kangaskhan in Pocket. 100% Pokemon Pocket lacks deck building depth at the moment. Its card pool is really small. The current Pokemon Pocket card pool is basically the equivalent of only playing with Series 1 and Series 2 cards in Marvel Snap. It's very clearly a base set of cards that has more minimal combination of things to put together. And that's a problem that will organically sort itself out as the game matures. A Destroy Gamer in the top 2,000. Those are an endangered breed. They do have a lot of history to pull from Spudbugs, yeah. The Pocket's not one-to-one with the paper card game, but it's got a lot of parallels. Yeah, so none of the Pocket cards are direct from paper TCG Steric, but the designs are very clearly inspired by them. So being like, oh, they're not exactly the same is kind of a nonsense thing to say. Oh, I don't want to get any of my ones killed bongered, but I kind of want to play a card. Yes, very likely a Shang Destroy Gamer here.
What a game!
They've not said anything about how they intend to balance Pocket, and I would assume until proven otherwise, there will not be any live balance. Which is definitely a nod in favor of Marvel Snap. I greatly prefer my card games have live balance rather than not. Rodrigo, thank you for the prime. I think Marvel Snap's balance cadence is one of the strongest things about the game. It's very, very, very good. Yes, agree, Small Green Lobster. Other card games very regularly just constantly power creep their old cards. And Marvel Snap making old cards playable consistently is lovely. Yeah, we could die here. Yeah, if I had to pick out something for a Marvel Snap Bingo card that 2024 really surprised me on, Domino and Quicksilver ending up being competitively playable cards was a big, big surprise in a pleasant way. Wicked. I think Wicked was the best design in 2024. Maybe Kate edges him out. Maybe. It's one of those two. It's probably. I think I'd give the edge to Wicked. I like that Wicked has a lot of good deck building considerations. I think I would give the edge to over Kate. Kate's a really neat design, but she's a design that doesn't have a ton of deck building considerations. Which I think makes Wicked the more interesting card overall. Minus Hulkling, the Young Avengers season was great. Completely agree. I think we could all definitely agree that the Young Avengers season was the best season Marvel Snap had this year. That was a Hella, by the way. They discarded a Magneto. So that's definitely happening. My deck right now is Infinaut, War Machine, Electro, Shadow King. So this blink turns the misery into Infinaut 100% of the time. Are they just gonna play an Infinaut somewhere? This beats Infinaut left and right.
Victory.
Yeah, I think if I were to call out, the Young Avengers season is definitely the best season overall of the year, but I think it also contains the worst card to release this year in Hulkling. Hulkling is both a card that's bad in terms of power level and is uninteresting in terms of deck building. So it's like a double weak. I'm a little forgiving if a card's like kind of weak but has interesting deck building considerations, like Symbiote Spider-Man, for example. Like, I don't think he's a bad design. He's just kind of weak because tech cards are tech cards. But he at least has things to think about. Hulkling's just like both bad and completely uninteresting. There's nothing to do with it. Now, I disagree with that, Steric. I think its high rolls are pretty defined and uninteresting. Hey, Gold, thanks for hanging out. For those looking at your Twitch roundups and you're wondering, gosh, I watched so much Hoaglandia, how much longer until I'm a shillionaire? It takes approximately 2,000 hours of watch time with an auto clicker to get a million shillings. No, I can't blink into misery. That's this one. I think we're dead. Next.
Escaped.
Got about 10 minutes, so we need to roll an ad break. We'll play this one until then, do a wrap, and I think move on to the next thing. I'm jamming this one for a little bit. It's been solid. Oh, an amusing anecdote I didn't share yet today, and I think some of the other parents will find amusing. We built toolboxes by hand with the scouts last night, 3rd and 4th graders. I like cut the templates and pre-drilled all the holes, and I still overestimated how long it would take 9, 10, and 11-year-olds to drive 14 screws by hand. I think pretty much all of them had it by the end of an hour and a half or so, but it took them. We definitely didn't get to the second activity I had planned for the evening. Like, building stuff without power tools is tough. Yep. Are we just doing this? I think I might just be doing this. I don't need to play the demon because I have Black Swan. Then we have played Chimichanga as an 0807 and Nidavellir. That's an interesting thought. Yeah, if you Chimichanga and then Misery it, it's gonna give her indigestion and blow herself up. Our draw is super awkward here. So, I actually had my 9-year-old drive a couple of screws in by hand so I could get a baseline on how long it would take. But I underestimated the tail length on how much they would slow down progressively more screws into the project. Was my mistake. So I had a plan to think about it. Here. Oh, distracted too. That's actually a good point too. Yeah, they were talking with their friends too while they were doing it. My nieces and nephews are still little looking forward to when they're school age learning. Yeah, the kids they're way more fun when they're actual people. Babies are just blobs that try and kill themselves. They just want to like toddle at sharp things and throw themselves downstairs, and the only thing you do is make sure they survive, essentially. They're a lot like Twitch chat in that way, sure, yeah. Alright, well that worked out. So Misery notably only kills things that have odd reveal effects, so we can play her into the Ebony Maw path as just a 4/8 here. Like +8 on the left here. Or Scarlet Spider's gonna jump somewhere. Ah, I'm one short. Rip. I would have played Infinaut middle, we would have won. Carol gets us. 2 points short, technically. If we tied, we'd lose the breaker. Definitely not playing her into the Nexus. Could be a mirror. If it is, their draw is significantly better than ours. I say it's guaranteed to be an Infinaut, yeah? Goliath's in my hand. And then I get to Goliath plus Ebony Maw in the center next turn.
All systems go.
Does Goliath, Ebony Maw beat their Infinaut? It does, yeah? This is 17, puts me to 43. Their draw started better than ours, but did not end up that way.
Victory.
Ooh! Ooh, this is, okay. Before we do the rep here, let's throw this teaser in. The planned Q1 series drop for 2025 are a one-time thing, with the goal being to update the entire card acquisition system afterwards. This could mean the need for series drops as they are now would change entirely. As we get closer, we'll update everyone on our plans in advance. To ensure split rates don't cause any bugs alongside the new patch, we'll be testing them behind the scenes for the next week. This means boosted split rates remain live until December 17th. Fun! Alright, cool. Alright, well, in honor of that, I'm gonna give Misery another split, because I've been enjoying playing her a lot. I would like to take a crack at a gold on her. Mary Splitsmith, you filthy animal. Man, she's got a lot of misses at this point, doesn't she? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Build it up there. Rocket Neil, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. This build was solid. I was really impressed with this deck's output range in a lot of spots. I think the thing that surprised me the most after playing it a bunch was how frequently my blinks were very deterministic. There were a lot of games where, like, you draw one of these 6s, and then you know what you're blinking Electro or Jubilee into. It can have it very, very predictable. And then obviously, we have the push tech cards that are just very good, Goliath and Shadow King. And Black Swan was also stellar. This was the first time I played Black Swan in a non-bounce deck and felt like, yeah, that was good. I'd play her here again. Being able to Goliath or Infinaut plus Hydra Bob, Ebony Maw, Demon on the last turn was quite good, quite consistently. All right, we gotta take a brief pause for the cause and roll some adverts. When we return, we'll be playing with something else. We'll get a lot of deck variety in here, as always. Don't go anywhere. We got a nice long stream coming up with Twitch drops kicking off for Marvel Snap again today. Thanks for hanging out, gamers.